Hey everybody, it's Professor Parish, and this is our last week of English 109. This semester has flown by, right? This is our last week, week 18. It's finals week. I'm sure you have other finals in other classes as well, so I'm going to keep this video relatively short. I just want to go over what we are doing for finals week and kind of explain just a few quick important things. So I won't take too much of your time, but this is our last video of the class, so I want to make sure that you get as much pertinent information as possible. So with that being said, I'm going to minimize this a little bit. There we go. There I am. All right, so let's talk about the last week of class. And I'm actually going to keep this in faculty view so you all can see this. If I go down here, obviously I'm recording this early, so if you've not turned in your final reflection, grammar review, or did the peer review discussion forum, please make sure to do so. But I want to go over the last week of class. So we have 2 assignments and 1 final extra credit opportunity. So let me pull up the extra credit opportunity first. The final extra credit opportunity is our extra credit discussion forum. I decided to do this, as I told you all in the week 17 video, I decided to add this on as 1 final chance for extra credit if you need it. Or if you would like to get some extra credit to increase your grade. This should not supplement your final or your final paper. You must turn those 2 assignments in if you're wanting to do well in this class. But this is just an extra push to get some extra points. So as you can see, the questions are very opinion based. There's not really a right or wrong answer. It's just if you respond, if you post and respond to 2 peers, please note this. Our class ends Friday the 13th by 11:55 p.m. So you need to have both your answers to the questions and your responses to your 2 peers by Friday night to earn extra credit. I won't accept anything after Friday night for this class, so just make sure that you get those turned in on time. All right, and I will treat this like a real discussion forum, so you could get up to 20 extra credit points from this assignment. So if you missed a discussion forum during the class, or if you didn't do a grammar assignment, or if you missed something that was worth 20 points, here is your chance to make that back up. So that's the assignment here. We also have your final exam and the final drop box for the argument paper. Now the drop box for the argument paper, that's pretty straightforward. It's the same drop box that you've done for the other 3 papers we've had. It's just for your last paper. There's nothing fancy about it. I do want to go ahead and show you the final exam and show you kind of the format of it. So you'll notice here that there are, and these aren't really essay questions, they're short answer. I just put them in an essay format to give you extra space to write. So don't worry. I know that when students see that, they're like, it's like, no, it's fine. So you have 7 short answer questions here. Notice here to the side, and this will be shown on your test, they are worth multiple points. This number 4 is worth 7 points. 5, 4, 4. I mean, they're not just worth 1 point. They're worth multiple points, and these all add up fairly quickly. There are 2 questions from the cause and effect section. These first ones are all about grammar and mechanics. So the grammar part is 32 points. The part about cause and effect is 12 points. You can probably guess that these questions are going to come from your cause and effect chapter in your book. There's 8 points given to compare and contrast. There are 8 points given to narration, 8 points given to argumentation, and then there's 32 points that talk about library resources. So again, don't sell your English skills textbook just yet. Make sure to hold on to it until you've taken this final exam. Once you've taken it, go ahead and sell it back. But just hang on to it because you will need it for this final. As our last tests have been, as midterm has been, so on and so forth, this test has no time limit. You can see it here on the screen. There's no time limit, and it is due by 11:55 p.m. on Friday the 13th. Now, if you are in the middle of this test and 11:55 p.m. hits, it will turn in your test and give you credit for what you have done. So if you're, on question 3 of the library resources and 11:55 hits, it's going to turn in your test whether you're done or not. and you just won't get credit for 4, 5, and 6. So my point is, don't wait until the last minute to take this exam. I have had students in the past be like, oh, I was in the middle of it and it turned it in. And I'll be like, well, yeah, that's because it's the deadline. So don't think that you can start it at 11 and keep working on it past 11:55. The test will turn itself in when the due date hits, and I have it set to do that. So just be sure to give yourself plenty of time. I don't foresee you taking a crazy amount of time on it, but don't do it at 11 o'clock at night. Give yourself a couple hours to at least work on it and make sure you answer everything correctly, because a lot of these questions are essay format or short answers. They will require you to type them out. If you're not a fast typer, then you need to make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to do these questions. All right. The answers are all in your book and from our lecture videos and from your notes. So you should not, I mean, and theoretically, if you have your book and you take your time and do your best, usually students will get an A on this. If you just rush through it, then you won't. So just bear that in mind. But those are the assignments for this week. Just your final exam, and then just your final paper submission, and the discussion forum for week 18 is an extra credit assignment. You don't have to do it. It's only if you want to. So you will also please note here, everything's due Friday the 13th at 11:55 p.m. You can see right here, you may not be able to see this. Let me pull this up. You can't see this part. Right now, I'm recording this on Friday the 6th, and as of Friday, you can't see these assignments. If you pull up your course content, none of these will show up. But you'll notice here I have opens December 8th. That's Sunday. So once midnight hits on Sunday morning, once 11:59 Saturday night to midnight Sunday morning hits, you will be able to actually see all of these assignments and you can start completing them. You could go ahead and do the discussion forum if you want. It's in the discussion forum. Maybe it is. If it's not, it'll be there Sunday. I know it doesn't show up here, but that's pretty much it. So you have from Sunday morning until Friday to do your final exam, turn in your paper, and do the discussion forum for extra credit if you want. Please note, I'm very serious, and I know I'm saying it multiple times, but every semester I have someone that doesn't turn it in on time and they get a 0 for that assignment. So just be sure to note that Friday the 13th at 11:55, our class is over. You are no longer my student. Well, you technically are till I turn your grades in, but we are no longer in class at that point. To answer questions about grades, I will be updating them throughout the weekend. I am going to leave this class accessible until Monday at noon because that's when final grades are due. So I'll leave it open till Monday night so that you can see your grade if you really want to know. Grades from instructors are due to admissions by Monday at noon. So if you ask your instructor over the weekend, hey, what'd I get on as my final grade? Your instructor may not know because they may be like me and in the middle of grading lots of things. So just be patient, and usually by the end of next week, you can look at your grades on my SIC. But I'll keep this class open until Monday night so that you will be able to see what your final grade was in the class. All right. So as far as the class goes, I've really enjoyed having you all this semester. I've been really impressed with your skills in grammar and mechanics. I usually have some sections that have a lot of trouble with that, but you all have exceeded my expectations. You've excelled in that area, and that makes me feel confident that you're going to do well in English 121 and 122 if you're not already in those classes. So that's pretty much it for this class in this video. I do typically teach English 122, so if you are going to eventually take that class here at SIC, I encourage you to take that with me. I'd love to have you back as a student, and we get to explore more with literature. It's a fun class. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful finals week. I hope you get everything done as well as you can, get that stress off your back, and then I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful winter break. All right, I will talk to you all again soon. All right.